Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
So start off with things that just some follow-ups and things that aren't going to take you by major shock. But new jobs data released today as we record this shows the devastating effect of the coronavirus having on the labor market. Number of new unemployment filings skyrocketed last week to more than 3.2 million. That's a record, twice what experts had projected. It is an increase of 3 million over the previous week. The pandemic has forced thousands of businesses to close, but we are one step closer right now to that economic relief. The Senate approved the $2 trillion bill by a vote, which you never hear this, 96-0. So,
really?
Now heads to the House. If that passes, Trump will sign it. And we broke down basically how this was going to affect people and who it was going to affect. And of course, Adam, it will affect you not at all.
Nothing ever affects me, but the pandemic doesn't affect me either. But
right.
I'd like to start having conversations about getting back to work if we could, or at least incrementally. Some people could get back to work. Well, I'm not, my neighborhood is vastly different than New York City. It just is. It's
completely different.
Topographically, it's different.
The horse trails are the same, but
we're not the same. There's a very good argument for a Starbucks not opening in the middle of Manhattan, but there's not as strong an argument for the aforementioned Sports Clip haircutting place in La Cañada being open. Like, it's a different argument. My feeling is let's start slowly rolling out some of these other places. Because we all shouldn't be based, and we shouldn't do any part of this on a worst case scenario. Like, it's like, well, what's happening in Italy or what's happening in Manhattan? It's like, that's bad, but that's not the same as what's happening in parts of Texas. Like, it should all be incremental. But, and look, there's decisions to be made. That's what I'm saying. You can go, here's the deal. You shut everything down. You shut it down in perpetuity, and you don't, if there's even a 1% chance of anybody being infected, you don't come back. And you can go, okay, but that's an argument that you're making in a vacuum. There's businesses that are going under. There are people that are going under. There's folks that need to work. There's a part where you don't get to come back, or it takes years to come back from where this is. We need to start having realistic conversations. Keep Manhattan closed down. Open up the horse trail by Adam's house.
Right.
Yeah,
thank you. I'm a hero.
Maybe Dr. Fauci will say that today. We're going to open up the horse trail by Adam's house.
I got to say, it's probably less than 50%, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed anyway.
Something kind of interesting that I just fact-checked, because we talked about it on the Conway show last night. This is a giant, unheard of number, this stimulus package, and money's going everywhere, to hospitals, to individuals, everything. Guess who's getting $25 million for a health stimulus package?
Please say me.
Oh,
the Kennedy Center.
Kennedy Center.
Yeah. How'd they work their way in there?
Well, there was a lot of stuff there was a lot of, I guess, what they call pork. They had a lot of money carved out for other shit that didn't have anything to do with the recovery.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's a lot of stuff about the diversity and employment and having just a lot of crazy nonsense that really didn't have anything to do with it. And I think the Kennedy Center was $35 million.
It was.
So it got so here's what happened. I think Pelosi came back and she had a lot of stuff on there that the Republicans didn't want to sign off on. But of course, you can't go on record as not signing off on the stimulus package. So I think they got rid of a lot of sort of Green New Deal shit and border stuff, and they just went, fuck the Kennedy Center, give them the $25 million. Like, we got to get this thing signed. So I think it's a vestige of that one that had other pork on it.
That makes sense. And I don't know if you heard this one as well. I did not. I feel insulting Tim Conway Jr. by saying I have to fact check him. I haven't done that. But we also talked about on the show how if airlines, is it true that if airlines take the money, that means they also have to hire a diversity officer or something to that effect?
They had that for like any business over 100 people or something. You had to hire diversity officers, you had a diversity quota, blah, blah, blah. You had to, it's slippery, slopey stuff because for me, who's a libertarian, this notion of like the government shut down the economy. Then the government is going to make up for this by giving you a stimulus package. And you go, okay, so,
deal.
For lack of a better term, I'm out $100,000 and now you're going to give me $100,000. And the government goes, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And they go, but here's what's attached to the $100,000. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to start doing this moving forward. Right. And it's kind of like, well, I get what you want. You do want a diversity program. You do want to have to report to the government on like who you've hired, what color they are, what their sexual proclivities are. I get that's what you want. And now seems like a good opportunity to get it. But it doesn't have that much to do with what just happened. What just happened is we stopped working and now we want to start working. This notion of the diversity program or the Green New Deal or lowering your carbon footprint, that's for elections. That's for later on. We all will decide on that. Right now, you can't hold me hostage to getting my money for my business unless I comply to this or that. So I think there was some of that going on, but I guess they've eased up on it. I agree. And they got from 35 million to 25 million for the Kennedy Center.
That's right. The U.S. military has ordered a 60-day freeze on all overseas troop movements, keeping all military personnel and their families in place for 2 months. I think they did have their first case of somebody at the Pentagon coming down with coronavirus in the military. So I think this is all related. And I think that goes both ways. You stay where you are, or, you stay overseas, or you stay here.
I have a Pentagon thought I've never had before.
Oh, please.
Okay, please.
The building is in the shape of a pentagon, right?
Correct.
Indeed it is.
Did they come up with the name Pentagon and then build it to that shape? Or did they build the building to that shape and then we're going to call it like the J. Edgar Hoover, memorial, whatever. And then someone went, let's go with the shape.
That's a great question. I always wonder if they had like an official name and it launched, like, the government, defense center or whatever it's called, and just became the Pentagon.
It's interesting, Tom.
Maybe there is an official name about it that we don't even know about, and it's a nickname, and we just all know the nickname, and there really is like the J. Edgar Hoover Defense Building or something. Although I think it's really funny to imagine someone who's like, just don't get this shape wrong, man, because I've been really wanting to see the name, the Pentagon, in our vernacular.
Also, what other buildings do they name after this shape? Then I'll go, I work in the long, tall thingy.
No,
it's like that's called the Sears Tower. Yeah, we call it the high. We call it the taller than it is wide building.
I got one. New York, Flatiron Building.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only one I can think of.
But that's in the Flatiron District, though, right?
But it's in the shape of a flatiron. It's a triangular building that separates two streets.
Is it in the meatpacking district, or is it?
No, it's downtown or Downer Town.
Okay. See, Gina, this is a tough sell because you have two bald guys and one guy with naturally curly hair. So we don't use that flatiron to.
No.
Good point.
Yeah, the Pentagon. The shape.
Somebody look into that.
Oh, Adam, breaking news.
Oh, we did.
Mm-mm.
Breaking news. It turns out the baseball player you're probably thinking of from Taft High School, Hall of Famer Robin Yount.
Robin Yount.
Not a pitcher, but probably the most famous baseball player.
There's a pitcher I'm still thinking of.
Maybe. Well, Gabe Kapler also, but again, not a pitcher. And I can't find Larry
Saberhagen. Where did Brett Saberhagen go?
I thought he was from El Segundo.
All right. Well, we'll try to figure it out.
Look him up.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
All right. So
is Brett Saberhagen called Saberhagen?
Nope. Adam
lost you.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Froze
no, and you know what? I'm a jerk. I think I'm thinking of George Brett. I'm just going through my Kansas City Royals Rolodex.
Yeah, you had to Saberhagen.
He actually is a Valley guy. Brett Saberhagen went to Grover Cleveland High School in Michigan.
Oh, Cleveland High is down the street from Taft High.
Maybe that's
why I got it confused. Sorry, go ahead.
Now, we've had these little indicators that things are kind of weird out there, and we're getting it, but now it may be truly time to panic for some people. McDonald's is forced to change their operations. So they say in an effort to simplify things in our kitchen and for our crew and ensure the best possible experience for our customer, they are doing away with the all-day breakfast menu till further notice.
Wait, we had a little interruption there. To what till further notice?
They're doing away with the all-day breakfast menu.
Oh,
come on. Now it's a tragedy.
I told you. I should have prepared you better.
Start taking this shit seriously.
Right? Oh, yeah. And they're solely focusing on their most popular menu choices. So who knows what other delights will be taken.
Do away with salads for a minute. Let's just have breakfast, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. And who are you fucking kidding with the cut up apple in a bag? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a waste of time right there.
Well, first off, cut up apples can be got anywhere. Why do we need McDonald's to give you cut up apples for?
I do not.
I love the honesty of In-N-Out Burger. Like In-N-Out Burger, there's no fucking salads, there's no cut up apples, there's no, dietary, side of the menu for folks that are counting calories. You go in there, you get a fucking double burger, you give the guy a secret handshake, he puts another patty on there and a snot rocket. You fucking sit in your car and eat it.
Yeah.
They don't make no pretense, and that's exactly how we like it, right?
Dietary restrictions. They want to know if you want 4 patties instead of 1.
I got the triple.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I was there a week ago and I got the 3x3.
Oh, really?
It's fantastic. And they have the secret menu. And here's the best thing is that they have a limited menu. And that's I think why they're amazing. Too many places offer too many different things. Like, just specialize in something and knock it out of the park and stop fucking around with so many options.
Not only that, but if you ever get caught behind one of these fucking shitheads who goes in, I went into Carney's. Carney's does great hot dogs. I get hot dogs from Carney's. I love a Carney's dog. I pull up behind some guy. He orders a taco salad.
Yeah.
The fucking chick behind the counter is like, let me find. She's like looking at her quarterback wristband, flips it open, looking, she's signaling. She had to go to the back. Fuck that. First off, the taco salad doesn't need to be on the fucking menu. You make hot dogs, you make hamburgers. And I'll tell you, it just struck me what In-N-Out Burger has done. In-N-Out has figured out the burger business sort of like porn has figured out their customers. They're like, at some point someone went, well, what about the part where the guy's dressed up as a sailor and then she's walking her dog and they meet in the park? Just have them fucking. Just cut right to them fucking. It's like, yeah, but shouldn't they meet? How are they fucking?
What's the origin story?
Nobody cares. They want to see some pussy and some dick. That's it. That's what In-N-Out does. It's just, literally, I want a fucking burger. I'm here.
At In-N-Out. It is just that. They're like, here are the pussies, here are the dicks.
Instead of John 3:16 at the bottom of the cup, it'll just say pussies and dicks.
Pussies and dicks. That's all. That's all it is. How many dicks? That's up to you.
Yeah.
How much snatch? The world is your oyster, but that's all we got. We don't have any fucking cut up apples.
Yeah, I really appreciate it too. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Especially in these trying times. It's that familiar. You want the 3-by with like a lettuce. Lettuce wrap, Brian?
Yeah, that's right.
Smart. What do you do on the 3-by?
I 3 patties. I had 3 patties, 3 cheese. So the triple double, or what's called a 3x3, animal style, with a lettuce wrap. And it was everything I needed. It was fantastic.
I want one of those right now.
It was so good.
I can't figure out if I have a boner because I've been talking about porn, or. All right, Gina, what else we got?
Speaking of In-N-Out, here's a couple of services that are really helping people out. Hertz announced Wednesday they will provide free car rentals for healthcare workers in New York City to help them get to work. Four Seasons Hotel on 57th Street in New York will provide free lodging for doctors, nurses, medical personnel working around the clock for them. Starbucks giving all first responders and healthcare workers free coffee. If you're a police officer, firefighter, paramedic, doctor, the list goes on and on. You get a free cup through the next month.
You know what I've learned? I don't think coffee has any value. Because the very first thing we give out for free is coffee. Like, come on down, volunteer at the Y. We got coffee over here. We'll set up coffee over here. It's like everyone's always I'm bringing coffee. It's like, maybe this is how Starbucks is so fucking rich. They're charging $5 for something that evidently is free.
Right.
Because every single meeting, every AA meeting, every gathering, every neighborhood watch meeting, every school meeting. And so there's just coffee.
The coffee urn.
Maybe it's free. Tom?
Walk in any hotel lobby, no matter what tier. It could be like a Days Inn or a Four Seasons. They're like, do you want a cup of coffee? It's free.
Right.
When you're getting your tires rotated.
Coffee's free or cheap or almost free because, Adam, the one thing they gave us at Loveline, Westwood One, coffee.
That's right.
Nothing else. There's nothing else.
Chris has an answer on the Pentagon discussion. Chris?
Can't hear you.
Let's let him go.
Sorry. So when they're planning the Pentagon, they were going to originally construct... Yeah, when they're planning it, they're going to construct it about a mile north from where it was. And the way that land was shaped was the shape of a pentagon. And the only things they said was it can't be tall because we have restricted steel usage because of the war going on right now. But it needs to house like 40,000 people. So they said, okay, we'll just build it as wide as we can, and it will be shaped as a pentagon. But then people complained that it was going to ruin the skyline and that it's blocking the cemetery. So like, all right, let's go move it down south, but let's just keep the plans that we have now because we already wrote it all down and it's already designed. So they just kept the pentagon shape.
So it was built in World War II because they're trying to save steel.
That's right.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Interesting. And it was always called the Pentagon. Well, there you go.
Have a name, like Department of Defense headquarters or something.
Yeah, just inland with 5 sides.
I guess.
All right, let's do one more, Gina Graham.
All right. So anecdotally and on social media, I have heard some people begging to differ with this statistic, but this article says all the stay-at-home time is bringing couples and families closer together. A new survey found that some 50% of respondents say staying at home is bringing them closer to their partner. 67% say they're seeing their partner and families much more. Before all this, 57% said they struggle to find time with their partner. Now, 74% say they're spending more quality time with their loved ones. 40% believe all this time will benefit their relationship in the long run. This survey also found that 2/3 of respondents believe there will be, and we talked about this, a big baby boom in 9 months.
Tom, how's it working for you?
I mean, I actually have enjoyed being here, but I'm also like pretty much a homebody, so like it doesn't feel like that big of a departure. We haven't really been banging much, but I also wasn't, I wasn't feeling great. She wasn't feeling great. I don't think we had COVID, but there's also other things going around. So I don't know. I'll try to get it in there tonight, but I think there's going to be a lot of babies in 9 months. I do believe that. Yeah,
you don't have to film it, but just like text me a thumbs up when you're in.
Okay.
An eggplant thumbs up.
So I'm counting on this. I realize I'm the worst person in the world because I've been watching everyone lounge around my house, which is fine, but I realize they're doing it on my dime. So I said to I have a full-time nanny, which I don't really need, but she's turned into my nanny. So I said to her last night, I was going out to do something like 5, and I said, "What are we eating tonight?" And she said, "Leftovers." And I said, "You know what? I'm in the mood for a steak. You make me a steak, and they can eat leftovers." And she said, "Okay." And then I went to work, and then I came back, and there were 4 huge steaks just sitting on top, getting all seasoned up.
That wasn't the plan.
Yeah, it was like that's $31 a pop. That's $31 a unit. And I said to her, what happened to the steak for the jefe, for the boss man? And she's like, I'd get everyone a steak. And I'm like, no, you're shitting on my point. And then she's like, I said, what happened to leftovers for the little people, for them, for the non-earners? And she was like, oh, we'll eat leftovers tomorrow. And I'm like, you're ruining my entire point here. I want the steak. They eat the leftover.
I want them to watch me eat steak.
That's right. That's the point. I'm going to sit on a throne. I'm going to eat steak. At some point when my son is crying and saying, Papa, may I have a piece? I'll pretend to give it to him and then throw it to the dog real fast.
Oh, that's real good.
That's my move. All right, Gina, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
I wasn't ready for that.
Gina. That was the news with Gina Grad.